Morning, everyone. I'm excited that we're making progress on the COVID-19 recovery process, but I ask that you please continue to follow the physical distancing recommendations as set out by the public health officer. Additional signage installation is happening downtown in fields, green spaces, and at the public washroom locations this week. Remember to be responsible and practice good hygiene when you're out and about, and to ensure you remain safe and healthy, as well as limit the potential exposure to other community members. A phased approach to the opening of municipal parks and green spaces began this week with the city's fields, our green spaces, and public washrooms opening on Monday. So far, our bylaw enforcement team is pleased to report that they have seen users following these regulations required to keep the areas open and safe. Remember, 2 meters physical distancing, no shared equipment, hand hygiene, don't touch your face, and stay home if you're sick or symptomatic. Thank you again for your diligence in protecting yourself and those around you. For those waiting to use public tennis courts, they are scheduled to open on Friday, May 22nd, and the pickleball court has no definitive opening date, but it's hoped to open sometime next week. Future phases will include the skate park and the splash pad, both of which are pending further information and/or regulations from the province, as well as the creation of a robust community education plan. In following with the many adjacent municipalities, playground equipment will remain closed at this time to reduce the potential for COVID-19 transmission. I am sorry, Jack Aqualine. In answer to your question, I do not know when the playgrounds will open up again, and I'm sorry for that. At this time, the city's working closely with partners with the provincial government, BC Recreation and Parks Association, and Viasport BC, as technical requirements and operational direction are outlined for additional recreation programs. Staff have established a transition plan to reopen City Hall on June 1st, with limited access to development services and the finance department with a new pre-arranged appointment protocol which will be rolled out in the coming weeks. The plan includes measures to protect staff and the public, and the details will be provided once solidified. As provincial regulations continue to loosen around COVID-19, the Development Services Department will be returning to physical building inspections and adhering to the guidelines for the construction sector as outlined by the province. Virtual building inspections will only be utilized when conditions are deemed warranted by the building inspector. The Finance Department is working on revised procedures for property tax payments and homeowner grant submissions, and will communicate options to property owners in the near future. The BC Restart Plan has not changed provincial regulations with respect to doing your part to help flatten the curve. Stay home when you have cold or flu symptoms. Don't shake hands or hug outside of your family. Continue to practice good hygiene through regular hand washing, not touching your face, cover coughs and sneezes, and frequently disinfect surfaces. Continue to keep physical distancing as much as possible when in the community, and where not possible, consider using a non-medical mask or face covering. As briefly discussed last week, the City and Columbia Shuswap Regional District recognize the needs to identify immediate and long-term needs, assess various initiatives, and craft a response to the economic disruptions caused by COVID-19. This will best serve the needs of the community comprised of the City of Revelstoke and the CSRD Area B. So an economic recovery task force has been formed, and the purpose of the task force is to help formalize efforts to create a resiliency and recovery plan and identify key actions needed to ensure Revelstoke is in a strong position for safe recovery coming out of the pandemic. It will be a collaborative initiative representing the Revelstoke area, consisting of local and regional government, business leaders, and stakeholders. The Economic Development Commission has proposed this representation from the following groups: the City of Revelstoke, the Director of Community Economic Development, Chamber of Commerce, the tech sector, tourism sector, hospitality sector, Work BC, the health sector, and the education and childcare sector. Additional community and industry stakeholders and experts will be called upon to form working groups to support key initiatives of the task force as needed. I am proud of this team's efforts to help our businesses get back on their feet. We invited the public to submit questions for my address to the city's communication team at communications@revelstoke.ca. Again, this week I have addressed comments and inquiries throughout this announcement. Again, please keep the questions coming. At the start of this crisis, we were fast to close, and now we are slow to open for the health and safety of our entire community. As we move forward and achieve stability in health and financial needs, one day you will tell the story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will become someone else's survival guide. Thank you for continuing to be strong, for following the health protocols, and remember to be kind to one another. Thank you.